Video games. Hello, I'm Manny. I know all of you guys, but what you don't know about me is, or maybe you do, I don't know, all of you guys probably know me. I play a lot of video games. Each video game I play has a lot of quests, puzzles, and stories that find me fancy. But people in my family often ridicule video games. What is media? You guys can raise your hand and give me a definition if you think what is media. I'm gonna call randoms. Maddie.
Like the news reporters and casting and whatnot.
Okay, I'm gonna call another person.
Anywhere, any outlet that you get information from.
Alright. So media it's a noun. It's the plural form of medium and the main means of mass communication. With this ambiguity of communication, what are ways people communicate? Take it from a philosophical standpoint. Please answer this again. Raise your hand if you want. Tony. What are some forms of communication that we do in society?
Facebook.
Okay, Facebook. Dennis? Talking verbally.
Any other forms of text?
Any forms of text? Well, try thinking of it like a platform. What platforms do we use as our medium?
Internet?
MySpace.
I mean, okay.
MySpace.
Yes, all of these are forms of media. So I was kind of going towards the direction of books, television, radio, the internet, video games. Next one. All these things. When I meant platforms, like read a book. Next page. But what are video games? Video games are interactive, electronic, visual, and auditory images displayed on a screen. So what connects video games with all these previous sorts of media? They are all abstract ideas put together to be presented on a single platform. They are scripted. Books as to reading, television to viewing, radio to listening, internet to creativity, and video games to interaction. So why have video games been treated so differently? The first video game, Tennis for Two, displayed on the left, was created in 1950, and at the time, no one really cared. It was just a game about sports. But in 1978, a game called Death Race sparked controversy all around the country because your goal was to kill the other player. Look at the graphics. So research began. People started to study this all around the country and the world. People have found a link between violent video games and aggression. But what people also found was that video games reduce violent crimes by more than a third. Researchers at Villanova University published a study comparing violent video games and game sales. No, violent crimes and video games and sales. Can anyone describe to me what's happening on this chart? It's kind of small, but this is video game sales, aggressive assault, and homicides. What's happening? Yoshi.
Sales increase, aggression increases.
And where do you see that?
Towards the end.
So, as video games sales increase, the amount of aggravated assaults begins to decrease, and the amount of homicides also begin to decrease as the years go on since 1950. So then why do people always scrutinize and criticize video games for taking away from other aspects of life? And my answer is simple to that. Just people always criticize new forms of media. You know, Facebook, MySpace, Napster, Tinder. Next one. some famous philosophers, Socrates and Plato, once criticized written works and books for taking away from experiences of life that people need. And if you fully read the quote, they're kind of saying that people are kind of boring when they don't know what they're talking about. Next one. So my solution? So why do video games fail? They kind of don't. They kind of succeed. But the thing is, perhaps the question isn't why video games fail, but why does media fail? Why does media fail in a way that it's presented to you, but it's created by somebody? And with their ideas, they put that into their own work. It's based around what they understood at that time, and they make it into something that other people can experience. And that's their own bias. And it cannot be perceived the same way that you would want anyone to see it, because not all of us have the same experience that the creator did. It happens in television, it happens in radio, it happens on the internet, them comic fights. Anybody know about that? Some forms of media are not for everyone. I don't like television. I really hate television. To me, television is like, you're going to post your views on there for the whole world to see, and I can't change anything you're doing about it. On a video game, I can change my actions, or I can just stop playing the game. Next one. So my solution is to talk to people. Because when you talk to people about your experiences, you leave it open to debate. You're able to debate with someone else right next to you about what you just saw. If you thought it was racist, you talk to the next person and they'll explain to you why it's not racist. If there's something you see and you like it, another person can say, I didn't like it. You can see why other people do things. Also, seek guidance. If you don't understand something about how something is represented, talk to somebody and they might have some insight that you don't.